The fight for dominance in feudal Japan between the five regent lords known as the Council of Regents is the subject of the new historical epic series Shogun on Hulu FX. Great performances from the cast of the much-awaited series include Cosmo Jarvis as John Blackthorne and celebrated Japanese actor Hiroyuki Sanada as the rival Lord Yoshii Toranaga. Along with Sugiyama, Ono Harunobu, Kyama Yukan Sadanaga, and Ishido Kazunari, Toranaga is one of the five feudal lords. Shogun is based on actual events that occurred at the beginning of the 17th century, at the start of the Edo period. Shogun, the Hulu FX series, has received amazing reviews and a flawless 100% Rotten Tomatoes score, making it one of the best limited series of the year. After Blackthorne washes up on Japanese shores and is taken prisoner, the story continues. When Blackthorne and Toranaga discover they have a common enemy, they form an odd partnership. Based on James Clavell's novel, the series was developed by Justin Marks, Top Gun, Maverick, The Jumbo Book, and Rachel Kondo, a first-time television writer. The much-awaited series, which is on par with Game of Thrones, premiered on Hulu and Disney Plus on February 27. It aired exclusively on FX at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Number 1. Yoshii Toranaga. The main character of Shogun, Yoshii Toranaga, is the lord of the vast Kanto area in feudal Japan. Yoshii Toranaga worries at the start of the series that the other four regents will turn against him and murder him and his troops, thereby giving up any chance he may have had to succeed in as Japan's next shogun. In addition, Toranaga promised to safeguard Yachiyo, the heir apparent, until he reaches adulthood in the wake of the demise of the Taiko, the previous lord whom he obediently served. Tokugawa Ieyasu, the previous shogun of Japan, whose family governed the country from the beginning of the 17th century to the middle of the 19th century, is the model for Yoshii Toranaga. The Hulu/FX series John Blackthorne was inspired by William Adams, an English shipbuilder and navigator who was a friend of Tokugawa Ieyasu. Shogun's idea is modeled on the positive relationship that William Adams, an inadvertent sailor to Japan, had with the real-life Tokugawa Ieyasu. Yoshii Toranaga does not have many allies in Shogun at first because he has a big target on his back at the beginning of the series. John Blackthorne goes from being a prisoner to being taken under Yoshii Toranaga's wing, all the while knowing that his condition is dire, but never coming across as hopeless. Yoshii Toranaga also has a great deal of faith in Toda Mariko, an ally who is strong but may be dishonest. The feudal lord Kashiji Yabushige, who looks to be playing both sides and resemble the Littlefinger figure of the shogun, is someone Yoshii Toranaga seems to trust. Yoshii Toranaga is the husband of Kiri and Shizu and the half-brother of Seki. Number 2. Ishido Kazunari. The biggest foe in danger to Yoshii Toranaga is Ishido Kazunari, who also has significant power over the other three feudal lords in Japan. An excellent general, Ishido Kazunari now seeks to remove Yoshii Toranaga's ancestral claim to the throne. In addition, Yoshii Toranaga defends the rights of the Taiko's successor and son, whom Ishido Kazunari most certainly intends to assassinate in order to take the only shogun position in Japan. Although it's unclear how Ishido Kazunari persuaded Yoshii Toranaga's other three Council of Regents members to turn against him, they seem to agree with his idea. The Japanese daimyo Ishido Mitsunari, a competitor of Tokugawa Ieyasu, Yoshii Toranaga, served as the model for Shogun's Ishido Kazunari. As a devoted follower of Toyotomi Hideyoshi, regarded as one of Japan's great unifiers, Ishido Mitsunari championed Eastern Japanese interests and oversaw military operations against Korea in the late 1500s. In the Battle of Sekigahara, Ishido Mitsunari and his Hideyoshi supporters faced out against Tokugawa Ieyasu. The result would shape Japan's history and political system for decades to come. To investigate an attack against Yoshii Toranaga, Ishido Kazunari has the backing of the other three regents, Kyama Yukan Sadanaga, Sugiyama, and Ono Harunobu. The regions of southern and western Japan, as well as the unreliable Kashiji Yabushige, are all in favor of Ishido Kazunari. Number 3. Kyama Yukan Sadanaga. The feudal lord of the westernmost part of Japan, Kyama Yukan Sadanaga, shares a much smaller realm with Lord Ono than does Yoshii Toranaga's Kanto province. Although he is a Christian, Shogun portrays him as someone who is driven mostly by ambition and avarice. Loyalist Kyama Yukan Sadanaga wants to topple Yoshii Toranaga's authority in Osaka and throughout Japan. Kanashi Yukinaga, a real-life Christian feudal lord who served Toyotomi Hideyoshi until his death, served as the model for Shoguns Kyama Yukan Sadanaga. Real-life Ishido Mitsunari was a close friend of Kanishi Yukanaga, who provided him with military aid during the Battle of Sekigahara. Tokugawa Ieyasu's trade policies were also despised by Kanishi Yukanaga because of his conservative measures, which hindered the growth of Christianity. Ishido Kazunari's close comrade Kyama Yukan Sadanaga follows his lead in Shogun. He is in agreement with the other two regents members as well. Number 4. Sugiyama. Japan's central area is owned and governed by the feudal Lord Sugiyama. He is a member of the Shogun Council of Regents and is from the wealthiest family of samurai in Japan. Sugiyama shares Kyama Yukan Sadanaga's support for Ishido Kazunari's attempts to unseat Yoshii Toranaga. Sugiyama is modeled after the venerable Council of Five Elders, Council of Regents, member Medatashi, a decorated general in real life. When she passed away in 1598, Medatashi was viewed as being more impartial than some of the other feudal lords. Ishido Mitsunari delayed attacking Tokugawa Ieyasu until after Medatashi passed away. Aside from Yoshii Toranaga, Sugiyama has alliances with the other members of the Council of Regents. Number 5. Ono Harunobu. The fifth and last member of the Council of Regents in the Shogun is Lord Ono Harunobu. Once a fierce warrior, Ono eventually became a Christian after contracting leprosy, which ruined his face. Along with fellow Christian Kyama Yukan Sadanaga, he owns a portion of western Japan. The real-life Otani Yoshitsugu, who was close friends with Ishido Mitsunari and also suffered from leprosy, served as the model for Lord Ono. Otani Yoshitsugu, often known as Whiteface in Japan, was a devoted disciple of Hideyoshi. Yoshitsugu attempted to talk his friend out of fighting alongside Ishido Mitsunari during the Battle of Sekigahara, but he was unsuccessful. Ono Harunobu's greatest ally in Shogun is Ishido Kazunari, and by extension the other two members of the Council of Regents, not including Yoshii Toranaga.